Steve Dudley and I did this a long time ago, in '86. Actually, we're probably doing this in '85, the prototyping. And the first 50 of them we did hand signed. So you see Steve got number 1. And if you look at the back, we're going to kind of give him a tour of number 1. See the figuring of this wood?
Yeah.
It's real hard to get. What's stories your guitar could tell, Steve? Used to be 6-bolt neck. You can see we still have one of the bolts. Tell us how this became like this.
Well, I'd broken my wrist on the left hand, and the first day I got a cast that went up to my fingers. When if I had a Dregs Steve Morse band tour where I played in both bands, and also Deep Purple was playing at Montreux Jazz Festival to be recorded and videotaped. So I needed a different cast. So the next one I got was like this. I still couldn't play. And I went back to this sports doctor the next day and brought my guitar and said, look, I got to be able to play, at least on the 5th fret. And so I held the guitar and they wrapped the cast around me and got it set for here. Well, then when I did the Montreux gig, that was fine. But when I started the Steve Morse Band Dregs gig, where I played 2 sets a night, I realized I couldn't reach this high A because I was bumping into the cast was hitting the edge of the heel. So that was like down in Miami, and we were going to northern Florida, and so I was flying the guys, and I landed at my place and went into my shop, and first thing I did was drill holes in the cast, trying not to drill into my hand. Drilled a bunch of holes in the cast, and then that same size as this tubing, so I could blow hot air into the cast, or warm, dry air, between sets. And I made a cap for a hairdryer with these tubes attached to it. Then the next thing I did was I took my guitar just like this and put it up on the grinder and just ground the edge off, metal and all.
That's what you do to number 1, okay?
Always think about it is I got to be able to play the gig,
yeah.
Or else my guitar is useless to me, you know. And I couldn't wait 2 months to play a gig. So anyway, then when I was back getting one of the mini fret jobs, because I wear out frets a lot, they made it look nice and pretty.
Well,
and put a short screw in there.
Since this is for our website, one of the things is that we've worked with a lot of guitar players, you guys know, and he practices and plays more than anyone. Dudley, how many times have you refretted number 1?
8 times.
This has been refretted 8 times.
So that's set number 9, right?
Yeah, we're on set number 9, and
but that's because I use a different guitar to practice on. That's why. That's why it hasn't been more.
Oh. Okay, so I kind of like the stories our guitar could tell. So you see where the different finishes came through. You see this is the old top coat that's yellow, this is the color coat, and then he's down through the base coat here. And see around the edges. I think a guitar says a lot when you see a main guitar that's really used, and the soul and the stories that come from it. Some companies make guitars already distressed, and I just don't think that works. This guitar is really, really special. And his wife put some nail polish in. I don't want her to do that anymore because I think there's just something about it, you know. It's like giving this guitar Botox. It needs to be what it is.
She did. It just went around and filled in all the
Let's take a close up of the pickups and the switches. Okay, if you see, this was chrome, and if you see from the top end here now, it's completely worn out. It's all showing the brass it truly is. Okay, I think this switch has been replaced. There you see the different pickups. You put that for feedback, right?
I was in the studio trying to get feedback through the monitors, and you know the monitors have a lot of high-end, and studio monitors are not the best to get feedback with. So what I did was I had some silicone and cement, and I just squirted it in there, thinking, you know, because they were experimenting at that time in the 80s with dipping wax,
oh, yeah,
and putting things around pickups to keep them from feeding back.
We're still experimenting.
Yeah, I'm not sure that did a whole lot of good, but it got me that one note that I was looking for.
Okay, so what we're doing here though, for the website is that 20 years pretty much.
Oh, and sorry to interrupt. I just meant this isn't part of the guitar. This is just for the guitar synth. I was playing a one-off gig with Deep Purple a few days ago, and so I took the synthesizer off, but left this so I wouldn't have to reposition on that. So,
I'm having a senior moment, just kidding. Why we're doing this is not necessarily because this guitar isn't good, but it's time to revisit it and really look at the things that we thought were important 20 years ago and apply the things that Dudley and the factory here have learned 20 years ago and just try and modernize it a little bit. And you'll see one of the things that we're playing with is the elimination of this pickup.